Oh, that means that we're back. Midway Radio's back, y'all. Clink, clink, clink. Oh, hold on. It's boy Carlos. Welcome to Midway Radio. Midway Radio. It's like Chicago weather, but instead of degrees under zero, we have DJs. DJs like DJ Pham.
Thank you.
We do.
Oh, we also have DJ Sean Doe.
Yo, what up, everybody?
We have Bang's God himself, DJ Risky Business. Look at that. Hey, if you don't put that shit away, we're calling animal.
Hey, the 80s called. They said they wanted their hair back.
Let me bang. I was dubbed the Bangs God by Tony Baines, the Bangs God. That's impressive.
Hey, we got a director in our midst.
We do. What's up, everybody?
Director extraordinaire, the one and only Ryan Brockmeyer. I mixed it all together. We've only
Did you just get dyslexic with my name?
3. You know, you guys look alike.
Yeah,
yeah.
Way to start off 2019, fellas.
Yeah, we're off to
a
smooth start.
You may know him from such films as.
That's right.
Fellas, this is
a long list of porn titles.
What's up? Hey, hold up. Not only welcome to Midway Radio, but welcome to 2019.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah, Happy New Year.
We're gonna give you guys a quick little update, but be prepared because there's some heavy stuff coming through the Midway crew this year.
So we're at January 21st. I personally think that it's still okay to wish Happy New Year to some people because sometimes it takes a while for you to come across people. You get into February, that's when it's a little bit questionable.
Right.
However,
friendships will be challenged.
However, I still have at least half a dozen houses on my block that still put up their Christmas and holiday lights.
Yep, same here.
It's time to cut that shit off.
Yeah,
lazy bastards.
That's what I want to walk around tell all their kids that Santa Claus is fake just to ruin it for them all.
And it's not just so because they're actually turning them on. If it's like you can see that they just hadn't taken them down, that's one thing, but they're still turning them on.
They're like, oh, it's 8 o'clock. Let me turn on the Christmas tree.
Somebody put that tree on. You think the fucking electric bill would make you want to bring that fucker down as quick as possible?
Nah, the lights are beautiful, bro.
You would think.
Hey, that's when you know that both the parents have really good jobs.
Right.
All that disposable income, right?
Yes. Before we get into Midway updates, I want to do a quick little show and tell from the holidays. And one of the things that I was fortunate enough to get was Snoop Dogg's cookbook.
Oh shit!
That's
this thing. The fam knows that I like to cook, and obviously they know that that it's hip hop. What's that?
The DJ fam?
Not that fam.
It's gonna be like that all night. So
fam with the F. But yeah, there is.
Made anything with it yet?
I have not. There's
Do you plan on making something with
hell yeah. There's a lot. There's drinks in here. He's got his gin and juice recipe. There's desserts.
What more goes into gin and juice than gin and fucking juice?
I'm just saying.
One part gin.
He's got orange chicken. He's got tacos. He's got mac and cheese. Here's spaghetti de la Hood.
Hey. So my thing is that
ketchup on there?
Obviously, we know what the main ingredient for everything is. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
is it an infused recipe?
What'd you say?
Is it an infused recipe?
I mean, the book has to be infused if it's Snoop.
The book was made out of rolling papers.
It's made out of. That's what it's made out of.
Hey,
no, respect the guys.
In a related story, have you guys seen that John Witherspoon has his own cooking show on YouTube?
That's got to be great.
Really?
Yeah.
John Witherspoon. Yeah. Oh,
that's got to be amazing.
Hey, he wears an apron.
Oh,
wait. Is that all he would like
watching that tonight?
Maybe some flip flops.
So good, he'll smack your mama.
All I can imagine is him licking his fingers.
Well, do you remember? Yeah, and do you remember in he was the cook, or he worked at the hot dog stand, and he was inventing shit in Hollywood Shuffle.
Yes.
He came out with the hoe cakes. I made hoe cakes because hoes got to eat too.
They do.
Man, big ups to all these celebrities that are capitalizing on their celebrity. I'm kind of still mad at LL for not coming out with Cool J cookies. When
you're right.
Like, you know,
right.
Everybody would have ate Cool J cookies.
Yeah,
it's still a doable thing, man. Somebody can still do it. Like
Nah, he missed his time, bro. Like I'm not like it's totally got to be vintage and nostalgia for Cool J cookies, but I don't want to eat any retro cookies,
bro.
Right. They got to be the oatmeal with the white icing on the top,
like the animal crackers.
Man,
should we do a quick midway update here before we get into this?
Yes,
go for it.
Only if you want to.
So yeah, I do. So we're in 2019. We're entering technically year 5 of this. Getting close to year 5 from when we started. Since we started rolling the cameras, because a lot of people don't realize. I mean, we still spent like 8 or 10 months in like pre-production before we ever started filming anything. So that took a while, but we're still right in the path of where we want to be, especially for doing a production this scale with this small of a team and next to no budget and resources from that aspect.
Right.
And to be fair, every person in Hollywood, like any connection that we've talked to or had seen the trailer or had we talked to people with major production connections or have worked on major productions, are all floored that we've done even half of this with the size team we have. They are legitimately floored by it.
Yeah. And not only that, like whenever Ryan talks about like the regular time it takes to make a documentary, it takes a documentary about 4 or 5 years to be done, and that's with a budget.
And that's a documentary.
We're still in line. We're still in line to finish this thing, and again, it sucks that we have to keep bringing up the fact that there's no budget, but there's no budget, and that's the biggest hurdle that we've come across.
That's just to kind of be real with it and to be, open with how this is getting made, because we got there's some people out there that don't quite understand how a film or documentary is made in the first place, let alone one that's as independent and kind of grassroots as what this is. But I think the fact that we're doing things as we're doing them, and the quality and the level that we're doing them is a testament to the team. And that's not just us here, but everybody knows the team, and you obviously see them on other things, other talks, other things that we got going on. But to be said, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time here. Just want to say that 2018 wasn't a whole lot on the front facing side of what Midway was doing, because in the years leading up to So last year we did a lot of things. We were on radio shows, and we were doing, talks. We did our talk at Google. We did an event with Chicago History Museum. We've been doing with a lot of outward facing things. And last year, I don't want to say it was necessarily a slower year for us, but it was a less front facing year for us. We weren't doing as many interviews and as many things out there, but we were working on things behind the scenes to set up what we needed to get set up in order to be able to finish this thing in the right way. So we're heading in the right direction still. The light is finally shining a little bit at the end of the tunnel. And again, for those who are still wondering, we are still interviewing. We're about to pick up interviews again on a kind of a more regular basis coming in sometime in February. Sit tight. Again, if you're watching and we told you we're interviewing you, we are interviewing you. We have not forgotten. And then we do have several really cool things happening in the next couple of months, I will say. One thing for sure is that vignettes are coming back. Everybody's been asking about them. We hadn't released a new one of those for a little while due to various things, but we're back to it. We're going to actually start putting out at least 2 new ones a week starting next week. So be on the lookout for that. So we got some thank you to our studio audience. So we got some vignettes coming out. We got a really, really dope addition to the Midway website that I don't want to say quite yet, but early March is when we're looking for that to come out.
Maybe we should do a release party for that.
What's that?
Maybe we should do a release party for that.
We can talk about something like that.
It's that big.
I think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be real cool. And then a potential another partnership that we can possibly talk about here in the next few weeks. So we'll see. It's a lot of things happening, I guess, is what I'm saying. So stay tuned. And if you're not following us, please follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Midway Doc, across the board. Check that out. And with that, let's get into our special guest of the night.
Yeah.
DJ Pham, what's up?
What's happening? Man, first of all, I appreciate all the hard work you guys are putting into this documentary. I just can't wait for the finished product, and it's just amazing. People need to know about the culture and everything that happened in Chicago, and I just love hearing the story. So I know, time is a precious commodity for everybody. So, thank you, each and every one of you, for putting this together.
Thank you.
How big of a deal is it, do you think, that a project like this is happening? It's being put together by people that you legit know and people that are from Chicago.
Man, it's huge, because that being the case, that kind of preserves the truthfulness of it. You got the people that were there telling the stories, and people that could vouch and co-sign. So it means everything. To me, everybody has their story, and sometimes you'll hear, like you'll be watching a documentary of some sort, and they talk about Chicago music, and you're like, nah, that's not how it happened. But so to hear someone that was there, that was there, speaking the truth is great.
Yeah, it was interesting because we just had been asked to talk to someone in regards to a thesis or paper they're writing, and their view on hip hop seemed to be a little bit more. We haven't fully talked to this person yet, but the information, their view on hip hop seemed to be a little bit more based solely on neighborhood as opposed to the whole picture of Chicago. And we know Chicago is such a segregated city. We have so many divisions within this city. I mean, it's really, I've always said Chicago's a tale of 3 cities, right? North side, south side, and west side. And I mean, east side's kind of so small. We kind of lump it in with the south side. But truly, and then within those sides, those cities, you have other little smaller factions being the neighborhoods, which sometimes people don't even get out of their own neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah. And that's still mind-boggling to this day that people don't.
And it's people don't. So they have their own. A lot of people have their own version of Chicago hip hop history because they only saw it from their neighborhood or their perspective, and they didn't realize that at the same time these kids were doing it on the north side this way. At the same time, kids were on the west side doing their thing. Different styles, different cadence, even different slang. Right. West side is so unique. I mean, it's so unique. It's like. I liken it to like the Fresno area, Cali, where it's like they have so much of their own slang, almost so much of their own style to everything that it's completely separated from everything else.
Yeah. I remember I have a lot of family on the west side. And I remember, growing up on the south side and taking rides to visit the family as a kid to the west side and just, from a young age, I realized.
Watch your words now, Pat. You know where I'm at. Watch your words.
No, man.
I'm just messing with you.
Come on, man. All right. But it was different, and it was like, man, it's popping over here. Like, people were outside. It was alive. You could just sense the energy. That was over there. It's a real cool place. So. Yeah.
So DJ,
hey, don't let Sean frighten you from saying whatever the hell you want. He's always trying to fool people.
Hey, I still got family out west.
So, Pham, for people who don't know your history. Can you talk about a little bit about your Chicago hip hop history? Like, how did you start doing hip hop? What did you do back in the golden era? Like talk a little bit about yourself so people can know who you are.
Man, well, hip hop for me was like, at a young age, I was fortunate enough to have relatives that lived in New Jersey, border New York, of course, North New Jersey, Inglewood. And so I would go there for summers, like in the early 80s. And so that was kind of like, okay, this is hip hop. I would record off of the radio, WBLS. And before it was Hot 97, it was Kiss FM. And I would bring tapes back to Chicago and play them for my friends. Like, yo, listen to this. So that was kind of part of it. And then what really pushed it for me was when I moved to Hyde Park. And that was in my sophomore year of high school. And that's what really opened my eyes, because I knew freshman year, I would see Mr. Sean Doe and SP, where we ate lunch. I ate lunch, we had the same lunch period. I ate lunch with, these guys who I had classes with, but I would be side eye out the corner of my eye, looking at SP and Sean Doe, man, those guys are different. And they seem bad too, right? And so then it was the end of the year, we probably got a week left in school. And I was sitting by myself because who knows where my circle of friends were. I was still a nerd, oddball. And I'll never forget, SP looked over at me and he was like, hey, man, why don't you come sit over here with us? And from then on, that was it, And so that kind of, continued me in, just really knowing the culture and experiencing it. And what really set it off was when I decided to write. When I picked my graffiti name, and my writing career was short-lived because I realized quickly after spending the night in jail that it wasn't for me. Property of others was just
tell us how you got yoked up.
Man, okay, there was something. Everybody remembers Zor. What's up?
Oh yeah.
with him. I don't know, but he was promoting this big thing, this like party. It was up north, exactly where I don't remember. So we take the train up north. It was on a school night, and I'm with Sunil and a few other people. And, you know, on the way there, we're just bombing. I had a white shoe polish bottle that I had emptied and refilled it with Griffin. Yeah. So I was like,
you had the Griffin marker.
Everything. Yeah. And so we get off the train, and I'll never forget Sunil turned to me and he said, while we were walking up the steps, he was like, yo, why don't you let me put, you know, your marker in my, or your shoe polish in my bag? And I was like, no, I'm cool. I got it. And sure enough, we get up the top of the steps. Detectives were there. They were like, step over here. Let us search your bag. And man, got pinched. Mom had to come get me out of jail.
Oh, not a good look.
She was crying. You know, it was like,
hey, what kind of shoe did she hit you?
My baby's got shoe polish.
What kind of shoe did she hit you with? Was it like a high heel? Was it a flip flop?
No, man, so heartbroken that she just couldn't. She couldn't do anything. And so that ride home was like, I realized, I was like, this ain't for me. And so
you were still with a real ass graffiti crew though, so don't trip.
Oh yeah.
Don't trip. Always
Wait. What's the crew?
CBS.
You don't say, huh?
Shyrock Chapter 14.
Nice.
Shyrock. The artistic reached out to me. He was like, yo, I didn't know you were a hip hop DJ. This is probably a couple hours ago. I was like, yeah, you don't remember me? I met you through the dream and blah, blah, blah. So it was cool talking to him briefly. But so at that point, I'm like, okay, you know, things have got to change. And all of a sudden, one day, my mom, she's like, hey, you know, again, we're living in Hyde Park. She's like, why don't you come take a walk with me? I got to go run some errands. I'm like, okay, cool. So at the end of her errands, which were up and down 53rd Street in Hyde Park, she said, hey, I want to stop in the record store. Stopped in Secondhand Tunes. And that was it. That was the beginning of it right there.
Nice.
Every dime I had went to those record stores. So I still don't know how they went out of business.
I've been the dude at Gramophone with a record in my hand and money in the other hand, and that money was for fucking lunch.
Dude.
And I'm like, you know what?
Many
I don't need to eat.
So many jokes.
No, fuck you.
Dude, that's how it was, man. That's how it was. That's how the music was. And I would always tell people, like, DJing for me was just a product of my love for music. Because when I was in there buying records, I wasn't thinking about being a DJ. I had to hear this song. And I was primarily searching for breaks. Like, where did they get this sample from? Sure. And remember, you had to open a CD or a tape and look at hopefully it listed that this song contains excerpts from, you know, Ode to Billy Joe by
or you just had to fucking dig and run across that shit, and then there was nothing better in the world just picking up a random record, coming home and finding a break from fucking like a large pro break, like I got you, motherfucker.
Yeah, like you thought, dude. Man, exactly. That's that love, man, that, you know, people you don't get that anymore, I think, a lot of times with the new generation, because I think their motivation is to be a DJ and not so much the love of the music, you know, but you still have some that are definitely shining through. Like, I know a lot of kids that are coming up, you know, that I work with, you know, that really have a love for the music. But anyway, you know, that was like part of it. And so as my records start to grow in my room, I'm like, hey, I need to get some turntables. So I bought one turntable, fast forward a few months, saved up enough dough to buy another one. Oh, but wait a minute. This is the key right here. What really like fastened me to like just DJing was Sunil. He had turntables. He had two belt drive
techniques.
You remember the belt drives?
We both learned on them.
From some reason, his mother was talking about getting rid of these turntables, and he asked me if he could keep them at my house. Like, can I stash these there? You can play on
For some reason.
Dude, and right? I was like, you most certainly can. And that was it, dude. Like, Sunil came to pick him up one day, and I was like, hey, bro, look what I can do. And he's like, whoa. Like, and that was, and then I, you know, bought my own. And you know, one day my mom, she was like, we had a party room in our building. And she's like, hey, I'm having some friends over. We're going to be up in the party room. You want to come up and play some music for us? And I'm like, yeah, like, I certainly do.
You didn't know I was a DJ, did you, Ma?
Right? For the early 50 crowd. Yeah. You know, so that was like, that was kind of it. That's what got the ball rolling for me. And then also, I don't know if you guys know, you remember the Humble Quest movement with Nick Honore.
Yeah.
He was doing parties, and one of his parties, which was at the church on 53rd and Blackstone, that church on the corner where everybody kind of chills on the little stoop. He had a party there. DJ Gantman, DJ, myself, and a very young Timbuktu DJ that night. And that was a memorable night. And I'll never forget, because I got on after Timbuktu and I started my set. And I guess he forgot to play the song, or he was just hyped for the love of the music. And he like bumps me, he nudges me, and he has this record in his hand. He's like, dude, this record would go perfect with this song. Can I play it? And I'm like, dude, I'm in my set. Like, what are you talking about? First of all, that's a DJ no-no. Like,
yeah,
like, come on. And so he tells Nick, who's throwing the party, and Nick's like, man, just let him play the record and get it out the way. And I was like, all right, go ahead, kid. And he plays It's Lucchini by Camp Lo. Yeah, and every time I hear that song, I kind of think about him, because, you know, from then on, you know, the little Humble Quest events, which were like breaking battles, MC battles, you know, that he was doing, that was like helping me hone my skills, and as well as Timbuktu and other DJs. I know PNS used to spin. Yes, sir. There you go. See, my man got the exactly. That exact album. And man, the 12-inch though he had, and it was just you know, the from there was, you know, music started to kind of progress, and as far as like the hip hop scene was kind of getting a little more watered down. You had the Jiggy era coming in, and I was about of age to start going out. And my friend, close friend of mine, who everybody knows, Don C, he started to get involved with his cousin in throwing parties. And they did a couple parties that were okay, but they had Twilight Tone, who was spinning. And I hadn't really heard Twilight Tone spin, but man, that was like eye-opening for me, like hearing him play and just, you know, doing his thing. And I was like, I learned a lot just by listening to him. I didn't have to ask him questions. I didn't have to look over his shoulder. I was just there, like, taking it all in. And so, you know, fast forward a little bit, the party promotion things are going good for for Don C. They had their company was Hustle Period, I think, and so they began to do the party at the Dragon Room, which started to become
Dragon Room.
Yeah, Dragon Room on Sunday night. That was a place.
Sunday night Dragon Room. That was the best party in the city for a long time.
Yeah, for a very long time. So you had like 3 floors. They had Tone on the main floor, and sometimes Mustafa Rocks, And then in the VIP, they had these reggae DJs that would play. And so one night I remember talking to Don after the party, and I'm like, how did it go tonight? And he was like, man, it went all right. And, you know, but we're kind of butting heads with the reggae dudes in the VIP. They're trying to sneak all their friends in, get them in the club, and, you know, it's cutting into our money, you know, so I think we're going to let them go. And I was like, yo, like, let your boy DJ there, like, you know. And he was like, okay, I'll talk to John about it. And so he was like, yo, John wants to do it. He wants to use you, but he still wants reggae to be played up there. He just likes that vibe. So at the time, SP, my buddy Sunil, he's involved with the young lady who brothers are reggae DJs. So Sunil's learning all this reggae music. And so I'm like, yo, my boy SP can spin up there with me. And he could do the reggae and I could play. So, you know, we tag team that. And that was like a real nice experience. Like those times out there. Yeah. Meeting people and just, you know, just seeing it. And one like kind of milestone DJing there in the Dragon Room was one day after work, Don comes by my crib and he's like, yo, I want to play this test press to see how it sounds. And it was of Kanye and Timmy and GLC when they had the group, the Go-Getters. Yeah. And it was the song, Oh. I don't know if you guys remember that. Yeah. So he's like, you know, I played it and he's like, yeah, that sounds good. He's like, yo, I'm gonna have Tone play this tonight at the Dragon Room. Then I want you to play it in the VIP. We got to sneak Kanye in, and you know that was kind of cool, just being in the booth and playing that and looking at Kanye. He's just all excited about it. So that was like that was huge. I'll never forget that.
That's super dope. Yeah. That's awesome. I remember being there one night and hearing Tone play. I think it was there where Tone dropped his "Get the Dough."
Oh yes. I do. I have that 12-inch still.
Yeah,
I don't even remember where I got it, but I
with Ange on the B side.
What's that?
With Ange on the B side with the Superman track
on the B side. There's like a little phone number on there. I was thinking about calling it. See like, yo, I want to book Ange and Twilight Soul for my next.
So after DJing the Dragon Room, like how long did the Dragon Room go for?
I think it went for about maybe like a year and a half.
Did you still DJ after that, or?
Yeah, I did, you know, like parties here and there. You know, we were doing the A8, and so
talk about that.
Yeah. That was kind of an interesting time because like I started dating my wife who I'm with now. So like, you know, I'm kind of getting pulled in two directions. But man, that I remember you, and that was like another like milestone in you know time that I really remember is when you and Jay came back from college. And you guys were DJing, and you know we'd be over my house till like 5 in the morning. I don't even know where my mother was at the time, but somehow we got away with it. And man, Sunil, I don't know whose idea it was. I know Sunil brought it to me that he wanted to start this crew called A8, which was myself, SP. Jay and Rasan. So we were the 8, represented our 8 hands, you know, and we were going to start this DJ crew. And man, just like trying to get that off the ground and you know, doing events, it was like I said, I was kind of torn because I'm trying to finesse this chick, like
and you obviously did a good job at that, so salute to you.
Yeah.
Look at you see how he subconsciously talks about his game. Like, yeah, my game was on point.
No.
He landed fish.
Right, I had a choice to make. But yeah, and then just, you know, I kind of I did a few more like events after that, like, you know, the club thing. But then I started realizing the club thing just wasn't for me because, you know, people don't want to pay you. And I started doing weddings and, you know, just kind of sticking to mobile DJing for the most part. And that's kind of wearing on me too. It's a lot of work and stress, but you know, I just love going.
Hey, the money's good on them weddings, though, man. I do a lot of them.
It is, man. It's always a happy occasion. That you get some people that just try to ruin your night, but you know, nothing a little music can't fix.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you a time where this guy picked the best song in the world at a wedding.
Oh
So Pham asked me and SP to help him do this wedding, I think, or it was either SP asked us to help him do this wedding. But anyway, we're all there and we know how to feed off each other. We know like what's appropriate to play at certain times. So we're not trying to get the club crunk, so to speak. People are sitting down eating.
Dinner music.
It's dinner music. So we're all playing joints, and then DJ Pham gets up and he plays this song. Super thinks it's perfect dinner music. It goes da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na, and somebody yells, "Taxi!" Playing Taxi, and we just bust up laughing. It was hilarious.
Man, I thought about that the other day, and let me give you a little backstory on that.
Wait a minute, that's a fucking Bob James record. That record's fucking dope.
Yes,
I agree.
I bought that touchdown record.
Yo,
man.
that's Angela, right? The record's called Angela.
Yes,
man. That song, I was like, man, this is a beautiful song.
Yeah.
But man, they were not feeling it.
That
Bro,
guy
I
wasn't
can see
feeling it at all.
Sunil and I can see Sean Doe doing this, laughing.
No. We just started busting up laughing because it was hilarious. Because we knew how perfect the song was.
And the
But
guy's
this
like,
guy-
"Taxi."
This guy was like, "Taxi? Did he just play Taxi?" And we just bust up laughing. It was hilarious.
That's great.
Like, how you gonna play me over Taxi and y'all get up and skate and dance to the most hillbilly song of Pathway to Glory by Loggins, which that needs its own Midway doc, right? Like, who was the DJ that broke that song? I'm still perplexed about that. Like, you know, but hey. That's just part of being the DJ, man. You put.
I am gonna play Angela at a fucking wedding during dinner one time, and I'm gonna fucking record it and send it to you.
Please do. Please do.
It's gonna be an honor of Pham.
Yeah.
So when was the first time? Like, I know you listen to a lot of music, but I kind of don't want to get into like what we talk about on our regular interview. But I'm just curious to know, like give me a Chicago hip hop album that you've listened to that you think people would like to, people that's listening should know about.
A Chicago hip hop album.
Yep.
Man, dude, I think I still have the dub copy of it, but Stony Island's album. Dude, that album was like, it was like a 3 Feet High and Rising for Chicago for me.
Yeah.
Like, that was like a dope Chicago group. Like that was like that group that I just wanted to see make it. but never did.
Do you remember where you got that Stony Island album?
Man, I want to say I got it from Tony Dream.
Yeah,
he dubbed it for me.
I'm really trying to find Dream.
Yeah,
I think somebody might have a in on him, but Dream really for graffiti for the South Side of Chicago he was a beast. I think he drove. Well, first off, him because and Venom were like the beast out of our CBS crew.
Oh yeah.
But Dream was kind of like the catalyst of us being created. And because at one point there was no place where you could walk on the South Side without seeing him up. You couldn't get on a bus, you couldn't go down the street. So yeah, big ups. And if anybody know what Dream is, please get him in touch with Sean Doe, CBS home team, because he needs to be interviewed real fast.
Probably like a youth counselor or something, right?
I can see it.
And shout out to Raven and Lunchbox and everybody too. Stony Island.
Yeah.
Stony Isle. Yes.
Rest in peace, Attica.
Yep.
Definitely that. Yeah.
So what do you you've put out something really special that that you did with some music and some images.
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Because that's something current, and I would definitely like to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, that's my kind of just trying to be creative and create my own lane and repping the city that I love so much. Chicago, and just informing people about how great Chicago is amidst all of the bad press that Chicago gets, because bad things are happening here. I'm not saying it's made up, but anyway, it's me. Basically, I somehow got my hands on a lot of music that tracks that Kanye did and that weren't placed, beats that are just kind of like throwaway beats, and some of them were really good, and I had them for a while, and I always wanted to put like a mix and put together a mix and put it out. And I'm like, man, I don't think a lot of people want to hear just instrumentals, a mixtape of instrumentals. That's kind of me trying to cater to the dance floor, that aspect, which is kind of like a hindrance sometimes. But so I was like, I need something. Maybe I can find some acapellas. And one day I found on YouTube the Record Row documentary narrated by Etta James. And I'm watching it. It's like 6 parts on
amazing.
YouTube.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yes. And I saw it when it originally came on PBS.
Yep.
And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And, and I'm just getting all excited about it because I love documentaries. And the thought comes to mind, why don't I take excerpts from the documentary and layer them over the beats that Kanye did? And it'd kind of be like this Chicago marriage of 2 different generations. And I'll put the mix out. So I put the mix out on my SoundCloud, and then I get a call from one of my friends, and he was like, dude, like, you need to have like a listening party for this. Like, this is like a museum exhibit. And I'm like, yeah, that would be kind of cool. And then so I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, well, people wouldn't want to just come and stand around and listen to music. What visual aids could I add? And then I'm like, I start Googling pictures, like as the documentary's going, of, Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf and, just all these cool pictures. And I'm just all over the internet, and I'm just like looking for the high res pictures. And so I take the pictures and go into my iMovie and, put the pictures to tell the story. and I showed it at the art gallery, the Robotic Minds art gallery on what's that, 18th Street, I think.
Yeah.
And over in Pilsen, and it turned out really well. So I'm trying to do that again at a different place with the help of my dear friend Sean Doe here. Got some things in the works. So
we got some things in the works.
You guys.
So hopefully, I'll be showing it again. And that has kind of gotten the ball rolling. And so I'm working on a new one. And this one is about the Chicago housing projects in Chicago, the rise and fall of them. And, that's pretty deep, that because, that we know that situation, how that turned out. So, that'll be interesting.
Dope.
And so this time I'm making those beats. No more Kanye beats. No, he's not. I love his art, his views about politics and stuff. I could care less. But
No, what's funny now that you bring that up, there's a friend of mine that works at this company whose office is in the same building that Kanye just opened up his music studio at.
Mm-hmm.
And that the folks that are just kind of like fair weather hip hop folks, they thought that shit was going to be exciting. Oh, look, Kanye's moving in.
Oh yeah.
Now they're all trying to concentrate and shit, and all they hear is boof, 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 boof,
Welcome to the neighborhood.
SP1's mentioned the Stevie Wonder project.
Oh, SP remembers the Stevie Wonder project. Man, I forgot about that. That was a mix I did. It's just a tribute to Stevie Wonder, but man, what was that back in? I want to say that was back in like 2006 or 7. And anyway, I did a mix, and then I made some T-shirts for the mixtape, and I kind of sold a T-shirt, and you get the mix free. And it was I don't know if you ever have the key to the Songs in the Key of Life album.
Yeah.
If you open up the song book in there, Stevie Wonder wrote his full name out, Steveland, and then I got that put on a T-shirt.
What's your favorite Stevie Wonder album?
Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, right?
That is a tough one.
All of them.
Right? Man, so the Talking Book.
I was going to say Talking Book's my definitive hands down favorite.
Yeah. You Got a Bad Girl. That song is just, I think it's like a series of songs on there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just the way they like transition into each other. I'll say Talking Book, Fulfilling His First Finale, Songs in the Key of Life. And
all the rest of them.
Intervisions is dope too.
Yeah.
Yes. That run is just unbelievable, Stevie Wonder.
Yeah. It's crazy how you were talking about your start with learning how to DJ, and it's the exact same way. Like, we learned off those same turntables. We did the same thing. Like, Sunil walks in and we like, look at what I can do. And Sunil's like, you might as well keep doing it because you're good. And because that's exactly what I think. I used to help SP get records. I'm going to tell you how. But I used to help SP get records back in the day. And I wasn't thinking,
Juice?
I wasn't thinking about, I'm ignoring you. And we would get back to the house and listen to him.
Let me get that number.
And one day he had to leave the room. So I'm like, all right, let me see what I can do on these turntables. When he came back, he said, you ain't never been on turntables before? He's like, you really need to think about doing this. And I mean, it's crazy how that guy was an inspiration for both of us.
Yeah.
Just to be the DJs that we are today.
Yeah.
And that's how Sean got arrested for stealing some turntables from
No record.
his house.
Wait. Who got? No, I didn't. That was another one of our crew members. That wasn't me.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Who got cuffed up for fucking jacking records?
Who got cuffed for jacking records?
Yeah.
Nobody got cuffed up for jacking records.
I thought that's what you were saying.
I couldn't steal either. So
nobody got cuffed up for anything.
Oh no, what we used to call it back then, racking.
What are you talking about, Chad? What are you talking about? I don't know what you speak of. This
assume such
can stealing crazy can't be stopped kids. What are you talking about? Like,
we got C-Nother81 on YouTube was saying he's mentioning something about a classic party behind the Amico on 24th and King Drive.
Oh, C-No, what's up? I know him. Hey, I talked to him a while ago, and we were talking about that Stevie Wonder mix I did, and he was saying how that kind of inspired him to start a record collection and getting turntables. So that's another DJ. He's just it's all gonna come together for him. But yeah, that party was legendary. That was another Nick party. It was in a loft. I think it's like a storage place now, right across from the new McCormick place.
Yeah, I was gonna say 24th and King right there.
Yeah, yep. I remember that we had the DJ booth was set up on the elevator, and we pulled the gates down so nobody could get to us. And that was a real.
I like the look of that.
Yeah, it was so nice. But
that's that like was some Blues Brothers shit, and they throw fucking bottles at you.
Right, and they're on the gate.
Place fire, man.
It would have been bogus if the shit would have started moving and y'all just started going down like
going up and down.
Or somebody got to go to the bathroom. Now you got to lift up the to get out. Like,
yeah,
either you in or you out.
Wait a minute. So this is the crazy thing. Like we almost got into a fight at that party because some kids start battling, freestyling. We let them get the mic. We're playing instrumentals. And this dude, he says his verse, and he takes the mic and slams it in with it. Like, dude, what are you doing? Yeah, that was an intense night. So, good times in the city. Early, is the Blue Gargoyle still around?
No,
the building is the place. Yeah,
yeah. The night. No, that hasn't been around for a while.
That was I remember seeing a few, going to a few parties there.
What parties did you go to back in the 90s?
Man, like there was some. I know Shyrock did something there at the Blue Gargoyle. What else? I didn't go to any Dim Dare parties because like so many people that I knew, not you guys, not Sean and SP, but a lot of people I knew hated on the Dim Dare guys, and I never understood why. But I know it was a few, nothing really memorable.
Okay,
that I can remember. Yeah, worthy of talking about. I lived a boring life. I was in my room most of the time on the turntable, so
yeah.
That was it.
So, Ryan, is it that time for this or that?
This or that?
This or that? This or that? This or that? This or that?
Pat, this or that. So, you were talking about Griffin earlier. So, I'm gonna say shoe polish bottle. Or a deodorant bottle?
Oh, definitely shoe polish.
Okay.
I felt like I had more control.
I did the deodorant. That's what I did.
You did the roll off?
Yeah.
I love the shoe polish because you got that nasty controlled drip. You want to drip your last little letter.
Nice.
All right, fam, I got one for you. And this is related to your mixtape and the record row.
All right.
All right. VJ records or Chess records?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with VJ, man, because VJ because no, you know what? I'm sorry, I'll take that back. I'm gonna go with Chess because I used to be like, oh, Chess was, you know, you look at the movie, you know, and kind of formulate this idea about how they treated people. But then I found out later on that Chess helped bail VJ out of some financial trouble. So I thought that was pretty admirable of them, you know, being that VJ was their competition.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's dope.
Yeah.
Awesome answer.
Thank you.
Lowe's?
I'll keep thinking of one. I've been concentrating on something.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with people just like commenting stuff, so I actually don't have one right now.
Oh no, it's all good. Those two were really good.
Yeah.
I think I got one, Rasan, for you. Early, we were talking about early, you know, DJ equipment, Gemini mixer or Newmark.
Ugh. Look, I would never revisit those ever. If I never had to.
What's the third option, man? What's the third option?
Jesus Christ.
19-inch or the Hey man, you gotta show love to the old mixers, man.
Yo, the Radio Shack.
The Radio Shack one, I'd probably take that one because I think that's what we all learned
The big long ass Radio Shack mixer.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I guess I would say, like, if it's choosing the better of the bad, is it like choosing like our last president? Like, I'm gonna try not to choose the Trump of
the lesser of two evils. So you're gonna go with the Gemini.
I think I'd say Gemini.
Yeah, you gotta say Gemini, man. Remember, Sunil had that Gemini mixer with the sampler on it, and Jay used to look.
I remember that one.
Some of the dopest beats on there.
It had like some fucking crazy graphics on it too, didn't it?
Did it? I think I know it was like you.
It was like a sampler button, like on the side.
Yeah,
well, it was a square. It was a square button.
Yeah.
So what's crazy is that's how we learn to make beats. Like in college, our guy Kali. So I credit Sunil for putting me on the turntable. So Sunil is the person who introduced me to the turntables. If it wasn't for him, I don't know if I'd be on the turntables. But then Kali Ma, who I went to the college with, he is the person who taught me. So he used to make beats out of the room, and we would all make beats on that sampler. So bringing it back when Jay came back and would make beats on the sampler, it was just stuff that we had learned from college, which was super dope. Like, super dope. Big ups to J-Dot.
Wait, your buddy's name was Kali Ma, like the evil guy on Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones?
That was on today.
Yep, Kali Ma.
Rama.
That's a dope DJ.
Yeah, he changed his name. He actually makes beats on some, like, he travels the world, like, and he makes beats. Well, he was making beats then, but he makes these super dope, super weird beats that are crazy. And he said, like, I always walk in the record store and see his record up. I'm like,
so he put a mixtapes called Thuggies Volume 1. Come here, that's dope. Molarama.
I got one real quick. Since we went on a whole we went down on a rabbit hole of Stevie Wonder and stuff. GCI or V103?
Oh man, V103 for me, man, because Herb Kent, dude.
Hello, come on.
Yeah, that's like another one of my mentors, and he ain't even know, like Herb Kent, man.
The
So
cool jet.
I gotta go with V103, Bonnie.
Or WVON.
Ooh, WVON. Yeah, that was his birthplace, so
The birthplace for a lot of people,
yeah.
including Don Cornelius.
Really? Man. Yeah. That's another
And
pioneer.
in 1970, Don Cornelius locally started Soul Train.
Yeah. And it was being filmed at the Board of Trade.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? The station that it was on was brand new, and upstart UHF station was WCIU.
Really?
Yeah, 1970. Started in 1968.
That's why we keep him around. He just knows shit.
Has somebody been doing some extra research for something?
Look at him.
You're risky, yeah.
Got him.
This should be taught in Chicago schools, man. Chicago is rich in history, and not even just like music, when it comes to like so much.
Yeah.
Well, what we're going to release and what we're going to put out coming soon in the next...
La 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 la. Boy, what you doing?
Hold on. What's coming soon is going to shed light upon Chicago's significance to rap culture as a whole long before the 70s.
Ryan, that's why you always have to yell at his ass.
Yep.
That is why.
Didn't say a fucking say a thing.
Shit.
Didn't say a thing.
He said everything.
Yeah, he did.
Nobody knows.
Yeah. That was
Moving out of me.
Oh my god.
He just can't help himself. He gets excited.
Just
You know what? Fuck you, Pham. You're cool. Fuck you, fuck you.
Oh man. Anyway, Pham, thank you so much for putting up with our antics here.
Shenanigans.
I appreciate this, man. Anytime, guys.
This is good. This has been insightful, fun, everything that we know and love when it comes to Midway Radio. You never know where it's going to go, thanks to our cast of characters.
Yeah. Yes, you guys
That's
are awesome.
a very politically correct way to say that.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Ryan.
Pham, what do you got anything coming up that people should know about, and where can people find you if they want to follow you on social media and all that kind of stuff?
Social media, my Instagram is DJ Pham and the number 1, no spaces, and of course Pham is PHAM. And no, I am not Vietnamese. I think that's a Vietnamese name. When I first put it out there, I was getting a lot of followers, and I'm like, wait, or is it Filipino? No, I think it is Vietnamese. So that is my IG, and I'm just Pat Hammond on Facebook. Oh, and my DJ Pham page on Facebook too. And Twitter at DJ Pham. No, at Pham DJ.
I like how he said that. And on Twitter.
And then he gets it wrong.
So follow me, and I'm on SoundCloud. You can find my SoundCloud, Mixcloud pages on there. That Stevie Wonder mix is on my Mixcloud, my DJ Pham Mixcloud, which is all the links are all on my IG page. So
Dope.
More to come.
Sean Doe.
No.
Where can people find you if they choose to continue figuring out what you're up to?
Work. So you can find me on Facebook under my name, Rasan Hawkins, or Rasan Shondo Hawkins. And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter under @DJ Sean SeanDoe. And this February 2nd, I have I'm doing Roto Fuji Gallery. I do it once a month, and I would definitely advise if you want to come to someplace really cool, come to Roto Fuji Gallery in Chicago, Illinois. I forget the address, but you can look up Roto Fuji, ROTO.
I'm Lincoln.
Yep. Yep.
It's super dope. I highly recommend going there.
For those that are cool enough to actually watch us watch the video of this, Doe, can you bring up that piece that's behind you that is going to be part of the show? Because you showed that to me earlier, and it's so fucking cool.
That's all right.
So, or do you just want to tease it and make people come out?
So here's the thing, it's crazy because I figured out, because I do Roto Fuji once a month, that this is not going in the Roto Fuji show. This is going into the Toy du Jour show on the same day on February 2nd. So I'm trying to, it's behind me. I'm trying to show little bits and pieces of it.
All right.
I want people to go to that show. So
I respect that.
Yeah. Come see me spin at Roto Fuji. I'm there from 7 to 10. But definitely go by Toy du Jour on the same day before you come over to Roto Fuji and check out my piece. And it's a show themed around Bart Simpson. So everything there has a Bart Simpson theme, or it's focused on Bart. And I really have fun.
What day is that again?
Huh?
What day is that again?
February 2nd.
Cool.
Yep, Saturday. Oh.
Risky Biz, where can people find you?
You can find me on those internets at DJ Risky Biz 1975 on both Twitter and Instagram, and nobody cares about anything else. That's it. Facebook's dead. No way.
Carlos,
where you go to argue.
Oh man.
I'm
gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna keep it simple. CoconutJustice.com. Coconut Justice everywhere else. And if you are on Instagram tomorrow morning, you're gonna see the finished product of this bad boy right here.
Wow. Wow.
So I even got
That's awesome.
That's hilarious.
That is awesome.
What?
like this here. It's gonna be it's gonna be dope as fuck.
Yeah,
I got
That's hilarious.
I got some trickery about to happen here. So this is the first time that this has ever happened. But we're gonna have it's gonna be like a full-on thing. Like we're gonna be looking through a window at you tagging right before the security gets there.
Oh man, right?
Oh yeah, you gotta the cops in the background getting
Right. That is awesome, man. I'm so honored to be immortalized as a Cosby Kid Junkyard Gang character.
That is straight up Junkyard Gang.
What'd you say, Chad?
Straight up Junkyard Gang.
Yeah,
I love it.
yes.
I'm gonna sing a song for you.
Man, that's awesome. Thank you.
And I want to say that Los has had some really cool. He's check out his new show, Artist Al Fresco. I know he's going to be a little bit humble on the Midway Airways, but go check that out. He's got a lot of cool short videos teaching the youngsters some things as well. We got a few other things in the works as well, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at 278 Media. The number's 278 and Media, and Midway, of course. Midway Doc across the board, MIDWAYDOC. So, check us out. Follow us there. We got some cool stuff next week. We should have some vignette announcements, and we got some other stuff coming in the next few weeks. So, everybody who's watching live, Sunil, C-Note, everybody who's been checking us out, thank you. And next week, we will be back with, I believe, we got Mr. Scheme Navarro coming on, don't we?
Dope.
That will be our guest for the next week. And then we got a really cool February lineup coming up too. So we'll be announcing that in the next couple of weeks. So, all right, everybody, till next week. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right, hook it up.